Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss Pure Math 3, paper 3 to October-November 2025. Question 1. A. Sketch the graph of y equals absolute of x plus 3a, where a is a positive constant. So students, in order to sketch the graph of this function, first we need to find the critical point. The critical point is attained when x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x is equal to negative 3a. So the critical point is negative 3, 0. And then the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So the value of y when x equals 0 is 3a. And then don't forget, absolute value means that the value always positive. So in this case, the value of y always positive. So this is the critical point, negative 3a, 0. And then this is the y-intercept, 0, 3a. So we draw a straight line through this one. And then for this one, since the value of y is always otherwise, solve the inequality absolute of x plus 3a greater than a minus 2x. So in order to solve this inequality, first we need to find critical point. One way to find critical point is to square both sides. So x plus 3a squared is equal to a minus 2x squared. And then we move this expression to the left and factorize this quadratic equation. Don't forget that the identity that a squared minus b squared can be factorized into a plus b times a minus b. So we are using this identity to factorize this one. So the factors are, here a is x plus 3a, so x plus 3a plus b, a minus 2x, and then a minus b. And then we simplify, we have two critical points when x equals 4a, the other when x equals negative 2a over 3. And then we draw number line. This is the first critical point, negative 2a over 3, and this is the second critical point for a. Since this one is inequality, we need to check. We have three regions here. We need to check which region satisfy this inequality. So first we need to check the region on the left when x less than negative 2a over 3. Okay, let's check one value of x that is less than negative 2a over 3. So let's use x equals negative a, because x equals negative a in that region, and then substitute this value, substitute x equals negative a in this inequality. So become this one. If we solve this one, when x equals negative a, this inequality is not satisfied because 2a is not greater than 3a. So this region is wrong. And then we check whether the region in the middle satisfy this inequality. Let's take one value of x that is in this region. Let's use x equals 0 because x equals 0 in this region. And then put 0 here, replacing the x. And this is the inequality. Turns out when x equals 0, this inequality is satisfied. So this region is correct. And then the last region, when x greater than 4a. Let's take x equals 5a. And then again, we substitute x equals 5a in this region. So the inequality will be like this one. So this one is also correct. So the correct region will be there. This is the solution of this inequality. So the solution is x greater than negative 2a over 3. Question 2. Solve the equation 3 times 2 to the power of x plus 1 equals 4 times 3 to the power of 2x minus 3. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So we apply logarithm to both sides in order to solve this equation. Let's put ln on both sides of the equation. So we put ln here, and we also put ln on the right. So we do the same thing, the same treatment on the left and on the right. So it will not change the equation. And then using the law of logarithm, this is multiplication. We can split it into 2 logarithm, but this one become plus. The same law apply here. It will be ln 4 plus ln 3 to the power of 2x minus 3. And then the power, we use the power law of logarithm. It will be multiplication here. Do the same thing also there. And then what we want to do, the next step is to expand this parenthesis. So multiply 1 by 1. This one also we expand this expression, multiply 1 by 1. So it will be like this one. And then now we will gather the expression that contain x on one side. So we are going to move x ln 2 to the right. It will be minus there. And then expressions that has no x, we will move it to the other side of this equation. And then since we want to find the value of x, here in this expression we are going to pull out the x. We factorize by pulling out the x, and then in this parenthesis we have 2 ln 3 minus 2. So x using algebra is this one. Now we just use calculator to calculate this value. The answer is x equals 2.46, correct to 3 significant figures. Question 3. The shaded region in the Argand diagram, bounded by a line and a circle, represent the complex numbers z satisfying real z is less than or equal to 2 and absolute z minus 3 plus I is less than or equal to 2. So students, real z, the real part of z is equal to 2. The real part is x. So x, sorry, this is less than or equal to 2. So x is less than or equal to 2. So this line has equation x is equal to 2. And then for this one, absolute z minus 3 plus I is less than or equal to 2. While z minus 3 plus I is equal to 2 is a circle. Circle with center 3, 1 and radius, the radius is 2. So this circle, the center is 3, 1 and the radius is 2. So the equation of this circle will be x minus 3 square plus y minus 1 square is equal to 2. So this equation is the equation of this circle. And then point P is the intersection between x equals 2 and the circle. So in order to find intersection, we just equate this one. Sorry, we use substitution, the intersection between x equals 2 and x minus 3 square plus y minus 1 square equals 2 square. Sorry, this is 2 square, the radius square. And then just replace the x with 2. So we get this one 1. 3 is from 2 square minus 1. So y minus 1 square is equal to 3. Y minus 1 is equal to plus or minus square root of 3. So we have two values of y. The first one, y minus 1 equals negative square root of 3. Y equals what? 1 minus square root of 3. And then the other one, y minus 1 equals square root of 3. So y is equal to 1 plus square root of 3. It is obvious that the y value of P coordinate is negative. So we are using this one. And don't forget x is 2. So the complex number represented by the point P, x is the real part, so 2, plus y is the imaginary part, so plus 1 minus square root of 3i. So this is the complex number represent point P. B. Find the greatest value of argument z for points in the shaded region. Greatest argument of z means a point that have greatest angle from positive x-axis. So the wanted angle is this one. This line has greatest angle from positive x-axis. So we are going to find this angle. this line is also tangent to the circle. So how to find this angle? In order to find that angle, we will split this angle into two, angle alpha and angle beta. For angle alpha, we know that this one is 3 and this one is 1. So angle alpha can be easily found using trigonometry. Tan alpha is 1 over 3. So alpha is tan inverse 1 over 3. And then what about beta? In order to find beta, we know that this line is tangent to circle. So this one is 90 degrees. To find OC, first find OC. OC can be found using this right angle triangle, using Pythagoras. So 1 square plus 3 square, and then square root the result. So we get square root of 10 for the length of OC. And then for angle beta, we use this right angle triangle. We know the opposite side and the hypotenuse. So sine beta is 2 over square root of 10. Beta is sine inverse 2 over square root of 10. So the greatest argument is angle alpha plus angle beta. So tan inverse 1/3 plus sine inverse 2 over square root of 10. Using calculator, we get the answer 1.01 radian. Question 4. Find the exact value of integral from 0 to 1 of x times tan inverse x dx. So first we want to find the indefinite integration of x times tan inverse x dx. In order to do this integration, we can use integration by part method. So u is tan inverse x. Tan inverse x, and then du over dx is 1 over 1 plus x squared. If you forget this formula, you can check in the list of formula, list of MF19 given during the exam. And then dv over dx is x. So u is tan inverse x and dv over dx is x. So v is the integration of x, which is equal to half x squared. And then the formula is uv minus integral v du over dx dx. So uv, this is u tan inverse x, and then v is half x squared. This one minus integral v. V is half x squared. This one, and du over dx is 1 over 1 plus x squared. And then we can pull out the half from the integration to make it easier. And this form we can split into this using long division. So I'll show you the long division. We divide x squared with 1 plus x squared. So in order to eliminate the x squared, we multiply this by 1. So 1, this one is x squared plus 1, minus this one is minus 1. So this one is the quotient we put here, and then negative 1 is the remainder. So this is the remainder, negative 1. So this one can be split into this expression. And then we can do integration one by one. So negative half. This one already final. We don't change anything here. But for this integration, the integration of 1 is x. And again, we use the list of formula given to you during the exam. The integration of 1 over 1 plus x squared is tan inverse x. Since this is indefinite integration, we put c. So we simplify it into this form. But the question is definite integration. We use our result before. Now the upper boundary is 1 and lower boundary is 0. This result is obtained when we change the x with 1, and this one is obtained when we change the x with 0. And then we can simplify the final answer into pi over 4 minus half. Question 5. A. It is given that fx equals x minus a squared times gx, where fx and gx are polynomials. Show that x minus a is a factor of f prime x. F prime x is the first derivative of fx. And then to find the differentiation of this expression, we can use the product rule. The product rule says that f prime x is equal to u prime v plus u times v prime. So u here, u is x minus a, u is x minus a square, and then v is gx. So f prime x is u prime. U prime is the derivative of x minus a squared. The answer is 2 times x minus a, and then this is times v plus u times v prime. And then we can factorize this expression by pulling x minus a, because both of them has x minus a. So x minus a times 2gx times g prime x. And then since one of the factor is x minus a, we can say that this expression can be divided by x minus a. And therefore, x minus a is a factor of f prime x. B. It is given that x minus 3 squared is a factor of 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus px plus q, where p and q are constants. Find the values of p and q. So we know from the previous result that when fx is x minus a squared times something, gx times another polynomial, then f prime x also can be divided in by x minus a, or x minus a is also a factor of f prime x. This one, the question says that x minus 3 square is a factor of 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus px plus q. So we can write that fx, which is this, is equal to x minus 3 squared times gx. This one means that fx can be divided by x minus 3, and f prime x is also can be divided by x minus 3, according to the previous result. So since fx, according to factor theorem, the one factor of fx is x minus 3. So f3, according to the factor theorem, is equal to 0. So just replace x with 3 and then equate it with 0. We get the first equation, 3p plus q equals 18. This is from f3 equals 0. But then, when fx is x minus 3 squared times gx, the first derivative of f or f prime is also can be divided by x minus 3, according to the previous result. So f prime 3 is equal to 0, according to factor theorem. And then f prime x is the first derivative of this. After we do the differentiation, the result is 6x squared minus 8x plus p. And then f prime 3 equals 0. 6 times 3 squared minus 8 times 3 plus p is equal to 3. Or is equal to 0. So p is equal to negative 30. So this one, the second equation, we can find the value of p. So after we have found the value of p, we can find the value of q using this equation. So 3 times negative 30 plus q is equal to 18. Q is 78. Question 6. A. By sketching a suitable pair of graphs, show that the equation cot 2x equals 2 sine 2x minus 1 has exactly one root in the interval 0 less than x less than 1/2 pi. So the solution to this equation is the intersection between the graph of y equals cot 2x and the graph of y equals 2 sine 2x minus 1. This is the graph of cot 2x. You can check when x equals pi over 4, cot 2 times pi over 4 is 0. And then this one is actually when x equals pi over 8. So when you replace the x with pi over 8, cot 2 times pi over 8 is 1. So this is the graph of y equals cot 2x. And then for the graph of y equals 2 sine 2x minus 1, when x equals 0, 2 sine 0 minus 1 is minus 1. And then when x equals pi over 4, 2 times sine 2 times pi over 4 minus 1 is equal to 1. And when x equals pi over 2, y again becomes negative 1. So this is the graph of y equals 2 sine 2x minus 1. You can also check these two graphs using the graph of transformation, the one that you have learned in Pure Math 1. B. Show by calculation that the root is in the interval 0.4 less than x less than 0.6. So we will move this expression, the one on the right, to the left. So the equation, when we move this one to the left, the equation become cot 2x minus 2 sine 2x plus 1 equals 0. So fx is cot 2x minus 2 sine 2x plus 1. And then we check the sign when we replace x with 0.4 and when we replace the x with 0.6 and see and check whether there is a sign change or no. So when x equals 0.4, cot 0.8 minus 2 sine 0.8 plus 1 is 0.537, which is positive. And when x equals 0.6, it is negative. The conclusion is that because there is a sign change, we can conclude that there is a root between 0.4 and 0.6. And then C, use the iterative formula xn plus 1 equals half tan inverse 1 over 2 sine 2xn minus 1 to calculate the root correct to 2 decimal places. Give the result of each iteration to 4 decimal places. So as starting value, since we know that there is root between these two values, 0.4 and 0.6 already, so we can use any value between 0.4 and 0.6. In my answer, I start with x0 equals 0.5. And then for x1, I replace the x with 0.5 and put it here. And I get 0.4858. For x2, I use the previous value of x, which is 0.4858, and put it again here. It will be like this. And then I got this value, 0.4967. I repeat this process again. And then I get x3 and then x4 and so on. But now when I round off x3 and x4 correct to 2 decimal places, I got the same answer, 0.49. This one, if I round it off to 0.49, this one is also 0.49. So the conclusion is that the value of x is 0.49 correct to 2 decimal places. Question 7. The equation of a curve is 2y cubed minus 3x squared y minus x cubed equals 16. A, show that the y over the x is equal to x squared plus 2xy over 2y squared minus x squared. So we are going to differentiate each term here in this expression, in this equation, with respect to x. So the differentiation of 2y cubed with respect to x is 6y squared times dy over dx. And then the next term, the differentiation of minus 3x squared y with the differentiation with respect to x is this one. So I'm using product rule. uv, the differentiation of uv is u prime v, and then plus uv prime. The differentiation of y with respect to x is dy over dx. And then the differentiation of minus x cubed is very easy. It will be minus 3x squared. And the last, the differentiation of 16 is equal to 0. And then we will gather the terms that contain dy over dx on one side, and we move the one that has no dy over dx on the other side. And then to make it simpler, since everything can be divided by 3, I divide the equation by 3. It will be simpler. And then factorize, pulling out the dy over dx here from the parenthesis. And using algebra, we move this one to the right. And then finally we get dy over dx is x squared plus 2xy over 2y squared minus x squared. So shown. Part B. Hence, find the coordinates of the points on the curve at which the normal is parallel to the y-axis. So the normal is parallel to y-axis. It's just the same as when we say that the tangent is parallel to x-axis. Why? Because normal and tangent are perpendicular to one another. So if the normal is parallel to y-axis, then the tangent is parallel to x-axis. Tangent parallel to x-axis, the condition is dy over dx equals 0. Remember that dy over dx from part A is x squared plus 2xy over 2y squared minus x squared. And then just equate with 0. So x squared plus 2xy is equal to 0. Factorize becomes x times x plus 2y. So x is equal to 0 is one solution to this equation is x equals 0, and the other is x equals negative 2y. So the next step is to find the value of x and y. Here the value of x has been found. So x equals 0. To find the value of y, we substitute the value of x here. The value of x we replace with 0. So we get this. And y cubed is equal to 8. Y is equal to 2. So the first coordinate is 0, 2. And then the other from this one, when x equals negative 2y, again we change the value of x here. Now replace the x with negative 2y. So it will be like this. We change the x here with negative 2y. Here. And then we simplify into negative 2y cubed equals 16. Y cubed is negative 8. Y is negative 2. So x is y equals negative 2. X, we use this equation to find the value of x. X is 4. So the second coordinate is 4, negative 2. Question 8a. Prove the identity sin 4x is equal to 4 sin x times 2 cos cube x minus cos x. So sin 4x, using double angle formula, we can write it into sin 2 times 2x. So using double angle formula, we can expand it into 2 sin 2x times cos 2x. And then again, use the double angle formula again. For this one, sin 2x becomes 2 sin x cos x. And cos 2x is 2 cos squared x minus 1. If you forget the formula, if you forget the double angle formula, you can check it in the list of formula that will be given to you in the test. And then this one become 4 sin x. And then we multiply cos x 1 by 1 with this one. So it will be 2 cos cube x, and then this one become cos x. So we have shown that sin 4x can be written into this form. B. Hence find the exact value of this integration. So integral from 0 to pi over 4 of cos cube x times sin x dx. We know already that sin 4x can be written into this form. So just multiply this by cos cube x. Now I'm going to multiply cos cube x one by to each term here in the parenthesis. So it will become 4 sin x times, this is the product between cos cube x times this, and this one is the product between this and this. So the integration can be changed into this form. Now how to do the integration of this form? We can use substitution method. The substitution that we are using is u equals cos x. U equals cos x, du over dx, the differentiation of cos x is negative sin x. So we can write dx in the form of du over minus du over sin x. So we can write dx into this. And then now the boundary. We have to change the boundary also. When x equals 0, u equals cos 0, which is 1. So when x equals 0, u is 1. When x equals pi over 4, cos pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. So we change the boundary here in terms of u. So 0 become 1, and then pi over 4 become square root of 2 over 2. And then since cos is u, so this one become u to the power of 6, this one is u to the power of 4. And don't forget the x is negative du over sin x. And then we can cross that one, we can cancel sin x, and then we can pull out the 4 and negative here, we have negative. So we pull out the negative 4 multiplied by integral of this. This integration is very easy. This is basic integration. So integral of 2u to the power of 6 du, integration with respect to u is this, and integration of this is this one. And then now this value is obtained when we replace the u with square root of 2 over 2, while this one is obtained when we replace the u with 1. And then simplify this, and finally we get the simplest form is square root of 2 over 35 plus 12 over 35. Question 9. Let f(x) equals x squared plus 4ax plus 6a squared over x plus 2a times x plus 3a, where a is a positive constant. A. Express f(x) in partial fraction. So in this case, because the degree of the numerator and the degree of the denominator are the same, so both the highest power of x is 2, so we can still divide the numerator by the denominator using long division. So we divide x squared plus 4ax plus 6a squared by x squared plus 5ax plus 6a squared. So in order to eliminate the x squared, we multiply the divisor by 1, so it remains the same. X squared plus 5ax plus 6a squared. And then we subtract both expression, we can eliminate the x squared, and also at the same time we eliminate the 6a squared. So the result of the subtraction is minus ax. So 1 is the quotient of the division and the remainder is minus ax. And then for the remainder, minus ax over x plus 2a times x plus 3a, it can be written in the form p over x plus 2a plus q over x plus 3a. If we multiply this equation by x plus 2a times x plus 3a, on the left side of the equation we have negative ax, while on the right we have p times x plus 3a plus q times x plus 2a. Now p and q are constants to be found. So to find the value of p, now this is one method that we can do. For we take value of x negative 2a. Because when we substitute the value of x negative 2a, this one will be 0. So we have only p. So we can find the value of p by substituting the value of x equals negative 2a. So negative a times negative 2a is equal to p times negative 2a plus 3a. This one is 0. And then 2a squared is equal to p times a. So p is 2a. So p is in terms of a. And then in order to find the value of q, we take the value of x equals negative 3a. So to make this one into 0. So at substituting that value, we have negative a times negative 3a equals 0 plus q times negative 3a plus 2a. So q is equal to negative 3a. So the final answer will be 1. 1 is, remember 1 is the quotient of the division. plus 2a over x plus 2a and minus 3a plus x plus 3a. 2a is the value of p and then negative 3a is the value of q. B. Hence, find the exact value of integral from negative a to a of fx dx. Give your answer in the form of a times p plus ln q, where p and q are rational. So we know that the fx can be expressed into this form. And then we will integrate this one. The integration of 1 is x. And then the integration of 2a over x plus 2a is 2a ln x plus 2a. The formula for this integration is given in the list of formula. And then the integration of this part is negative 3a ln x plus 3a. Now we just substitute the value of x with a, and then minus substitute the value of x here with negative a. And then we do simplification. First we expand this one. It will be plus a minus a ln a squared plus a ln 2a cubed. Don't forget the square here, we use the law of logarithm. It is from this number 2. So multiplication here we can change into power form. This is one law of logarithm. It is from there. Do the same thing. Here this is 3, this one is 3. And then a plus a is 2a. For the logarithm part, we again use law of logarithm. This one and this one plus becomes multiplication. And then 3 squared is 9, so it will be 9a squared times 8a cubed. While this one is subtraction, subtraction become division. This and this. So if we simplify the expression inside the logarithm, it will be 9 over 8. So the final answer we can simplify into a times 2 plus ln 9 over 8. Question 10. The diagram shows a tank for holding water. The tank is in the shape of a cube of side 5 cm. At time t seconds, the depth of water in the tank is h centimeter. Water is poured into the tank at a rate of 5,000 centimeter cube per second. Water pours out of the tank through a hole in the bottom at a rate proportional to h squared. When h equals 20, the depth of the water is increasing at a rate of 0.4 centimeter per second. A show that dh over dt is equal to 500 minus h squared over 250. So according to the question, the water is poured into the tank at a rate of 5,000 centimeter cube per second. So the volume increases by that amount, 5,000. But at the same time, since there is hole in the bottom of the tank, the water goes out from the tank at a rate that is proportional to h square. So this one minus because the volume decreases as the water goes out from the tank, times k h square because proportional to h square. So the rate at which the volume of the water increases in the tank is 5,000 minus k times h square. So, and then the second one, the volume of the water in the tank can be found using formula. Base area of the tank is 50 times 50 times the height h centimeter. So the volume of the water in the tank can be found using formula 2,500 h. And then we want to find dH over dt. We want to show that dH over dt can be expressed in this formula. So we start from dV over dt. dV over dt can be expressed into dV over dH times dH over dt. This is chain rule. dV over dH is the derivative of 2,500 h, which is 2,500. The differentiation with respect to h. And then this one, dH over dt, we rewrite it again. While dV over dt is 5,000 minus kh square. Now, in order to find the value of k, we have condition that, as it is stated in the question, when h equals 20, the depth of water is increasing at the rate of 0.4 centimeter per second. So this one, that's the condition for us to find the value of k. So put that values in this equation. So 5,000 minus k times 20 square is equal to 2,500 times 0.4. So solving this equation, we can find the value of k is equal to 10. So k is equal to 10. So put it back into this equation. We have 5,000 minus 10 h square is equal to 2,500 times dH over dt. And then using algebra, we can find that dH over dt is this, and then simplified by dividing both numerator and denominator by 10. So we can show that dH over dt is 500 minus h square over 250. And then B. Given that h equals 0 when t equals 0, find the time for the depth of the water in the tank to reach 20 centimeter. So we have this one, dH over dt equals 500 minus h square over 250. We will rearrange this equation so that the one that contain x, the same variable on the same side, And apparently there is no expression that contain t, so we move dt to the right, it will be dt only, because there is no term here that contain t, so only dt. While when we move this one to the left, it will be 200 over 500 minus h squared. And then we will do integration. Here we will do integration. But before that, we will change this into partial fraction. 500 minus h squared can be expressed into this form. Using identity, a squared minus b squared can be written as a plus b times a minus b. Using that formula, this one can be expressed into this. And then we will express it into a partial fraction, a over square root of 500 plus h plus b over root of 500 minus h. And then we multiply by this one, both sides. So on the left we have this, and then on the right we have this one. In order to find the value of a, yes. So we substitute h with negative square root of 500, so that this one will be 0. And then the value of a is 5 square root of 5 over 2. While for b, we substitute the value of h with root of 500, so that this one will be 0 here. So the b will be the same value, 5 square root of 5 over 2. So now use this result, change this into partial fraction. But since a and b, the values are the same, so we can pull it out from the integration like this. So integral of this one and this one equals integral 1 dt. So this integration you can, the formula you can find in the list of formula given to you. It will be ln, you integrate with respect to h, ln root 500 plus h minus, because we have minus here, minus ln root 500 minus h equals 1 t plus c. So what we still need to find the value of c. We have condition that h equals 0 when t equals 0. So h equals 0, t equals 0. We substitute those values here, and the value of c is equal to 0. So putting that value here in this equation, the formula of t in terms of h will be this one. So the c is 0. Now the question asks, find the time when the h is 20. So now the time t, just replace the h with 20. Become this one, and then use calculator. The value of t is 16.1 second. Question 11. Relative to the origin O, the position vectors of the points A, B, and C are can be expressed in this vector, position vector. The midpoint of AB is M, as shown in the diagram. A. Find the vectors MB and MC. So, in order to find vector MB, we find vector AB first. AB is position vector of B minus position vector of A. So position vector of B is 2i plus 8j plus 4k. And this one is position vector of A. So AB is 2i plus 10j plus 4k. And then for MB, since M is the midpoint of AB, we can say that MB is half of vector AB. So multiply this one with half, we get MB, vector MB is negative I plus 5j plus 2k. Now for BC, for MC, we need to find vector BC first. Vector BC can be found using formula vectors, position vector C minus position vector B. Position vector C is OC, and then position vector B is OB, this one. So BC can be expressed in the form of minus 4i plus 8j plus 2k. And then to find vector MC can be found using MB plus BC. So MC is MB plus BC. MB using our previous answer is negative I plus 5j plus 2k. And BC is negative 4i minus 8j plus 2k. The answer is negative 5a minus 3j plus 4k. Part B. Calculate the exact value of the cosine of angle CMB. So let's say angle CMB is theta here. So we are going to use scalar product to find cos theta. So MB, vector MB dot vector MC is equal to the magnitude of MB times the magnitude of MC cos theta dot product. So vector MB, this one in column vector, we can express in the form of minus 1, 5, 2. So this one is MB. And then this one is MC in the form of column vector. We can write negative 5, negative 3, 4. And then this one is the magnitude of MB. This one here is the magnitude of MC times cos theta. So cos theta can be expressed in the form of negative. Using algebra, we can find the value of cos theta, and we can simplify it into negative square root of 15 over 75. This is the exact value of cos theta. Part C. Hence or otherwise, find the exact area of triangle ABC. So this is triangle MBC. We want to find area of triangle MBC first. So we know the value of cos theta, but to find area, we need to find the value of sine theta. We have identity in trigonometry, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Cos square theta, we have it before, negative square root of 15 over 75. So sine theta will be square root of 374 over 375. So this is triangle MBC. So area of MBC is half MB times MC sine theta. So area of MBC is square root of 374. The question asks you to find area of ABC. Now, since M is the midpoint of AB, we can say that area of ABC is twice the area of MBC because M is the midpoint of AB. So now we have found the area of MBC. This one is the area of MBC. So area of ABC is 2 times area of MBC. So the area of ABC is 2 square root of 374. Okay, students, I think that's the end of our discussion in this video. I hope our discussion can help you in preparing for your exam. Good luck, everyone.